Welcome to this fourth video of FOMIS. In this video, I'd like to cover the harvesting module in more detail. If we go to the main menu and we click on the harvesting module, it brings us to the first tab, which is where we control the data entry. Essentially, as I explained in my previous video, these menu icons are shown depending on the access level of the user. Under normal circumstances, for people just doing data capture, just the first and second icons would be visible, and then on your higher levels, you would have this edit poster data visible. The reason for this is where your normal data capture would occur. You would add new records and edit records here. Once you've updated them, though, you would then maybe still want to edit that, but you would only want senior management to edit that. So this would be available for a supervisor level up. Okay. The last icon is also available only for your should only be available for your senior management, as this would update all the estimated tree volume sizes for a compartment, which I'll get into a little bit later. As you can see, this is, if you click Add, this is your screen. I'm going to not worry about adding new data. We're going to go straight into editing, and you will see it's the identical screen. Okay, the only difference is this little button. Let's choose something for November, just randomly. Okay, now the first field is your date. So we would enter production by day for all your machines and all your shifts. Okay, this would normally be limited to a single farm. Okay, if you had to change on a day, had to change farms, you would actually add an additional record with the same dates but a different farm. Okay, your ID is just an internal ID which I use in the program. Okay, let's get down to the nitty-gritty of the data capture. First of all, we would choose and select the harvester. So this is just a drop-down box. You can also, for instance, type FHE, and you'll see how it highlights the what's name. If I had to choose 3 there, it would go there, and I can just hit enter or whatever. Okay, I don't want to change that. Yeah, you would choose and select your operator, your shift, day, night, or other. The compartment, you'll notice that the compartment is filtered according to the farm which you selected early on. So if it just makes your selection criteria a little bit simpler. The first quantitative amount we put in is the number of trees felled per day. Now, you would enter and capture for each harvester in each shift how many trees you felled for the day. You would then capture the estimated volume per tree for the day. Now, this overrides the target in the report. So where this is, normally you would just use your target estimated volume per tree here that you've set up in your targets, but sometimes a compartment may have different size trees due to geographical and climatic reasons, soils, etc. So in that case, you may want to override your target volume there. Okay. The next field is inaccessible because it's a calculated field based on your number of trees times your estimated volume, giving you a total volume for the shift. And then the next 2 fields that you would enter is your start odometer reading before the shift and your end odometer reading, and of course the hours are calculated for you. Just a small note on this: these figures are captured manually. However, we are looking at utilizing automated systems to capture that. In South Africa currently, this is not. The guys aren't very, very happy with this because they feel the trees are a bit small, and they've other reasons for not automating this. But the harvester heads do have a computer, and theoretically we can download the number of trees cut. The problem is with those computers, they aren't GSM at the moment, which means you've got to actually plug into your computer. These machines are often remote, etc. So that's a bit of a problem. However, we are looking at utilizing this with a GSM and GIS connection, which will give us a lot of benefits in the future in terms of automating the counting. Right. Then, if we had to look at this little button over here, this is where once the data capture clerk is happy with the whole thing, they would update that, and then this data would only be editable by going in and clicking on that icon. Okay, this just adds a bit of security into the system. Okay, so the data capture is very, very simple. What we've got linked to this is the breakdown tab, which you see here. Now, if we had to click on the breakdown tab, you would then go into a situation where you can now link a breakdown to a specific machine and a specific shift. Okay, so you can link it to FHE01 and the day shift or whatever. You would put in a time and a start time and a bottom time, end time for the breakdown. That gives us our total downtime, and then you would link to the parameters you've set up for lost time. Although we call this breakdowns, it's more of a lost time type report because you can use it's a little bit broader. You can use all kinds of categories as you wish to set them up. And then, of course, it allows for a comment as well. Okay, so you can put in some specifics here, stormy weather or whatever you want to say, lots of mud, etc. Okay, right, and these you can link, and you can link more than one breakdown to one shift and one machine, etc., etc. I've tried in the dummy data to set up a number of breakdowns. Right. So that covers the lost times and the rest of the data capture. You can obviously switch between these tabs as you like. My screen's a bit small here, hence the automatic scroll there. That's just for video purposes, nothing else. Right. Okay. So that covers the data capture. Just a quick note on the this update volume goodie here. Okay. What this allows us to do is, for instance, to go into a specific compartment, and we may have targeted this at 0.149, and we want to change it to 0.160. What would actually happen? We would click update. It would actually just anything you've put in against that compartment over here will be updated to the new tree size. This is just handy when managers change their minds on estimated tree volume, which does happen from time to time. Okay, that more or less covers the data capture. In the second part of the harvesting module, I will be looking at the outcomes of the module, which gives you which is essentially your reporting for the module.